one of the unique things about a death caused by the negligence or reckless conduct of another person is that when that happens, obviously the person who has been killed isn't here to defend themselves, to fight for themselves, to take care of their family that's been left behind financially. And so each state in the United States has a statute. It's called a wrongful death statute, and they're all different. Now, they may have some commonalities, okay, but they're all different. And those statutes dictate, number one, who can bring the claim, and number two, what can be recovered while bringing the claim. And you would think that it's obvious who could bring the claim, but it's not necessarily obvious. And you have to understand the purpose of the wrongful death statutes is to make sure there's only one wrongful death claim brought. So they have to identify who is eligible to bring the claim. So I'll give you an example, and it's just an example. It's Colorado. Do not take this as legal advice for other states because you're going to be wrong if you do, okay? In Colorado, in the first year after death of somebody, if they have a surviving spouse, the surviving spouse has the exclusive right to bring the wrongful death claim. Now, when they bring that claim, let's say it's a spouse and they have 3 kids, even if they're adult kids, when the spouse brings that claim, they're required to bring it to recover damages for the whole group. But the initiator can only be the surviving spouse. In the second year after death, if the surviving spouse hasn't acted in the first year, the surviving spouse can still bring one, and any one or more of the surviving children. If there's no surviving spouse and no surviving children, only in that instance can surviving parents bring the claim. Okay, that's Colorado. There are some states where only the personal representative appointed for the estate can bring the claim, and the spouse doesn't bring it and the children don't bring it, and the estate brings it and brings it to recover all of the damages. And in some cases, the estate can bring part of the claim and other designees can bring others. So what's really important to gain from this is that it is a sophisticated process. There are specific statutes that will define who can bring them, and every state has one. It's a matter of identifying what those state statutes are. And I can tell you that we were talking about my book in a different segment, but in my book, Unthinkable, I do have, in an appendices, I do have a list of all of the state wrongful death statutes, and I also have them. I have there's a website for the book. It's kylebachus.com, and at kylebachus.com, there's actually a live click-through where you can click through and into each state and see the wrongful death statutes. I mean, and anybody can read them. It may take you a little bit to read through a couple of times, but you'll be able to identify who's eligible to bring them. And certainly any lawyer who works in this field should know off the top of their head in your particular state, or if you called my law firm, we do these cases nationally. We know by state, we have information that can tell us who can bring it and when they can bring it.